My name is Mauricio. I am from Mexico and the United States, both. And currently, I am a destination management tourism person.
My name is Marta. I'm originally from Spain, but I've been living in the UK for 8 years. And I'm just starting a new job as a regional manager. Yeah, I wanted to do the training. Originally, I wanted to do it in India, but I couldn't find a school that I really connected to. I did some research and I looked for some teachers, and there was none of the schools that I found were really my style. Um, and then a friend of mine said, "Why don't you have a look in Europe?" So I started to look for schools in Europe, and this one came up on Google search. And when I looked for the teachers, Rachel was she was the lead teacher of the training, and it happened that my friend, she has also taken a teacher training with her, and she said just go for it.
So I was actually scheduled to do something else that got canceled at the last minute. And I wanted something in English because I had already had the India experience and I wanted to see the contrast. And then schedule matched, but also when I started kind of looking more into the philosophy behind them, I liked how clear and concise and direct the way of marketing was. So, yeah.
So I took my 200 hours last year. I was not really thinking about teaching at the beginning, but then when I finished my course, I started to teach some classes here and there. At that time, I had a full-time job, so I couldn't really commit to anything else apart from some covers. But the more and more that I got into teaching, the more that I love it. And then I guess that I had the feeling that the 200 hours was not enough, that I needed some more knowledge and I needed to learn a little bit more if I really wanted to commit to this and get into yoga full time. So yeah, that's the reason.
I'm fairly new to yoga myself. I started my 200 hours just in April. I did it as a commitment to my mom. And then when I was doing it, I fell in love with it and didn't ever think that I would want to teach. I just wanted to develop my personal practice. During that 200 hours, I kind of started to feel the calling to maybe I could pass this on. But after the 200 hours, I just felt more confused and I was wondering how anybody would go about teaching after just doing 200 hours. So I was looking for the 300 hours, not only to develop my own practice, but also to lose the fear of teaching and to really gain confidence so that I could actually lead a group in the discovery. I decided to come without expectations because I didn't know what I was really getting into since I'm fairly new to it. But any semblance of an expectation was absolutely met because of the variety of the teachers that we had. I was allowed to connect to different aspects of what yoga is in a very clear way, where there was definite structure in one, a lot of fun in another, and just discipline and theory, but in a very accessible way. It really makes me feel like I've gained a solid foundation. Yeah.
I guess that, well, one of the things that I definitely wanted to get deeper into was philosophy, because that's something that I had the feeling that I was missing from my previous training. Then I kind of wanted a reassurance that I had enough knowledge to teach yoga to other people, because I always, even though the feedback from my students was always great from my classes, but I was like, yes, but I've only done a 200 hours training. I don't think this is enough. I need to learn more. I need to practice more. I need to have more experience before I can do this. So obviously I did some research about the teachers, and I didn't know Sandy, but I did Google Rachel and I went on her profiles and experience, etc. Same with Nadine. And obviously I had the recommendation from my friend, but I think it has completely exceeded all the expectation. I think the training has been absolutely perfect in every single detail, and that everything that we learn. Well, for philosophy from Sandy, I'm absolutely amazed by the way that she explained everything and how easy she made it. And then for the other two teachers, it's just that I feel that everything that we learn, it's something that we're going to be able to put in place if we want to continue and really get into teaching yoga.
Yeah, very practical.
Yeah. I think for me it's the practice in the morning. Like being able to practice with in a room with another 19 people every morning, and with the teachers that we had and the sequences that we've been doing and the way that we've been preparing our bodies and doing things that you are thinking I would never get there, and then suddenly it happens. I mean, for me, it was the practice. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I would agree that it was amazing to see like the development of like, oh, I'm not ever gonna be able to do this, and then all of a sudden, 2, 3 days later, I'm doing it, and it was like, wow, like I can do this too, and it was pretty great. But the unexpected gift that I got was the kirtan. The singing and harmonizing with a group of people in that way that was just really joyful was just an unexpected bonus. Yeah.
True. I have a bunch of them, but I'll say going for a swim after every practice. Like, yeah, like that's like we did it this morning and it was a bit windy, and it was like today was not like really warm, sweaty practice. It was a slow practice, which is what we were needed. But after the practice, I was like, I need that. I think that's like being able to do that every morning before you start your day. So starting the day in that way, like you sit down, you breathe, you meditate, then you practice, you go for a swim, and then it's like, okay, and now I have my coffee and I can start with my day. That's something that you cannot have in most of the places.
Right.
So yeah, or
Right.
at least when I'm living. So yeah, that every morning.
For me was the place is amazing. So the I guess the setup for the environment was really great for everything, but more memorable for me is the inspiration that I got being with a group of people that all come from different levels, different experiences, and then just to see what's possible. And I think on day 2 or 3, we were doing something that to me was like impossible, and we got to it. And so the words "everything is possible" came to my head, and it became my mantra throughout the system, and so or throughout the process of the school and the learning. And to see a couple of new friends take that on too, it was just really great to get that feeling of here everything is possible. Yeah. I would say that if you are in the UK and you see her name in a yoga class board anywhere, you take that class. That's what I would say. And about this course, yeah, if you have any inkling as to whether it's to deepen your practice or if you want to teach, take it. Take it.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I'll say is like we shared the other day on in the group reflection. I was like, it took me a while to decide whether if I wanted to take this training, because I was in a situation where I lost my job, so it was not maybe financially the best time, and then with the dates as well, it didn't really match, because I was like looking for another job, and then it was kind of like, okay, I'll get another job now, and then in 2 months I'm gonna have to ask for like almost 4 weeks off, and no one is gonna hire me. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. Take it.
It's never the perfect time.
Exactly.
It's never the perfect time, so just do it.
Yeah,
like really.
there's never going to be a perfect time. If it's something that you feel connected to, that you feel that you have to do, that it's important, or that it's going to bring you joy,
Do it.
just do it. Like the rest of the things, they will work out.
And do it here. I mean, because not only the environment was great, but like the structure behind the teachers that we had were great. Those may vary, but the structure behind is going to be consistent regardless of who is your teacher. Mm-hmm. And the content is really well cured.
Yeah. And be present.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I think it's a very long, it's a long time that we're here, but I think one of the things that we've been doing so good is like, take it like day to day. Like, don't think about...
Bring snacks.
Yeah, day to day.
Bring snacks.